Hello, welcome to another edition, episode 3 of Kuper's Commentaries. This time we're in Pike and Square Borderlands. We are defending Bay Keep. Today's episode is focusing on what is called Rolling Waters. I've only just recently introduced this to the guild hob, so we're still in the learning phase and practice phase of it. But what it is if you remember in the previous episodes we had a self spike, which is dropping damage on top of yourself. We had moving waters, which is when you're getting chased or when you're kiting a group and you're running away, you have waters in front of you as you walk away, as you run away, so you can blast and keep healed up as you're getting chased. So rolling waters is something similar to moving waters. You can probably guess from the name, is at the end of a dodge roll is a water field waiting for you. This is to speed up regroups and take away the need for regroups. So what it does in general is it'll allow you to avoid damage from the roll and then because the enemy groups just try to hit you hard and you've missed because you rolled out, they'll generally go for a regroup after that. And the rolling water, so you just dodged out their damage, they've gone off for a regroup somewhere, you've regrouped instantly at the end of the dodge roll because you just roll out a blast and then you can push that regroup. It's that fast. It's just roll in a direction, have the water field there ready. It's important to practice this with your elementalists and start as a leader of the group. Call your rolls and the direction you're rolling. It could be something as simple as self spike. You drop your damage, you roll out right, so it'd be like self spike right, and then that's where the water would be. Could be something like self spike hills, self spike, sentry point, self spike pathway, something like that. TZ is leaving the keep, so we follow them out. As we follow them out, we see all these Arugury Rock, all these different guilds coming in. We have to choose one to go for, who's the closest one to us. So we see all these guilds. In the back of my mind, that wall is still open. That's a possible escape. We've got the blue portal, that's a possible escape. So if we continue playing, this group's the closest, they're a bit close to us. An easy push for us to go on, the other groups are a bit further away. As we push that group, the second group comes in, which is SWE. So we hit cop, and we're kiting now. That's the water field goes down there on the gate, so as we roll out of that, they're still pushing us. You have to keep kiting until the push stops from them. This is the trouble with multiple groups. There's different pushes. See, Lack Guild is on us now. That's the third group that's jumped in. Cop is still in there. You can see one cop there. So we pull out back into the hole, back to the retreat point to get a nice clean regroup. Stop the push. They don't want to chase us in. We get the regroup. Quick heals up. I go back out to see what's going on. And we can see it now. If you see, I've clicked the wall, so I can see if that's going to get closed. I really want that wall to stay open, but the pikeneers on the server closed the wall there, so that's now not an option to retreat into. So we move around further towards the blue portal. So if I pause here, we're just regrouped. We've got Cop in front of us. You can see Lack behind them. TZ is over at the sentry point, and we've got a smaller group of BLC. BLC is on the middle path there. So there's 4 groups here. So right now I'm assessing the situation. I'm blocking Cop's push because I'm thinking they're going to push onto me. We see on the far left side there's another Arugury Rock group. I can't quite see the tag. Thinking back, I think it's SWE in fact, because that's the group that's missing right now. So we've got in fact it's 5 groups. The BLC group on the pathway is actually is quite a small group. It's only about 8. But still, it's 5 groups out of Arugury Rock we're against right now. So we push the right side, they move over to the left side, merging the 2 groups together. We fake push the right side, try and draw some AoEs on the right, and we leap left. So like a surprise frontline attack. So we hit TZ, we can see Cops just in front of us at the Eagles. So now the rolling waters are going to happen. We roll out towards the pathway, I call that in TeamSpeak. So we've just hit TZ, Cops in front of us. Because of that rolling water, we can now push the second group Cop. We can hit this group before they're ready. So TZ is in recovery mode. They've just been hit. They're not looking to push. They're looking to regroup. They're looking to heal up, res up. Organize themselves. Cop, on the other hand, is ready to push. They've just watched us bomb. Spike someone and get the bomb down, get the wells down, all that kind of stuff. So we have to hit this cop group fast before they push onto us. So we hit the cop group now after that rolling water. The rolling water gives us the opportunity to hit them straight after, because we don't need to regroup after we've hit TZ. So we pull away from cop now. Now we need a full regroup. We see Lax coming in on the right hand side. So we get a quick and power heal. We continue the spike on top of us. So the only heal we did there was empowers. So if we continue to play, Lax now down. So that's 3 groups that we've just hit, or hit us. And now we go for a full regroup. Let's reassess the situation, see where we are. So I push around the right side, trying to finish off those guys on the pathway there. So we've got cop in front of us. I see the Sweet guys in the far distance, the fake push on the right. And now we hit the left side. We leaps left, hit the group on the left. We spike them hard. The group SWE goes in behind us towards the blue portal. So we're trying to help our ranged out there, tell them to get off that blue portal. They turn around, they hit us, we self-spike, we roll out. The water field goes down, we blast and we move around towards the gate. Remember, that wall is now closed, it's not an exit point, so we have to go back to the blue portal. Always keep that blue portal to your back to try and keep that escape up. A couple of our guys think the wall's still up, accidentally go that direction, so now we try and hit the Swede group. This is the biggest group out of the 5, I believe. So we try and take them out as hard as we can, thin their numbers down so they can't hard res while we're not watching. So now again we pull back to the blue portal, get that full regroup off, and continue to fight. So again, we're hitting SWE, they go behind us, so I just turn around and chase them. There's no point pushing to a second group, we want to finish off this SWE guys. So we get a huge spike down on the blue portal, we pull off the portal, a couple of CCs go off from them, push back, so we get hit by cop from behind. So we just pull just outside of their push, just outside the AoEs, we get as much healing down as we can in powers. And now we're trying to hit cop, get cop to go regroup, so we hit cop and we move through them. Again, moving back to that blue portal, keep that blue portal there. That's the water field down, quick blasts. And we got another group coming to the blue portal, I can't quite see the tag yet. It's SWE back again, so we just pull off the blue portal, we empowers and we hit SWE. They're still there, you can see this, if I pause, you can see there's arrow cards in the distance there, just on the top right hilltop there, by the thatched roof, the straw roof. So we're actually under arrow cart fire now as well. So they pull, SWE pull away, we chase them on their regroup. It's still safe to do this because the other groups aren't actually pushing right now. LAC hasn't pushed since we hit them, and OBB, whatever the group's called, it hasn't pushed us either. So cop chases us, we turn around, we hit cop hard, we get a lot of cop down there, we go for a quick and power regroup, nice and slow, checking cooldowns, see my stability is not quite up yet. We finish off the down of cop, that's cop been hit, there's another arrow cart that's been built, so I push straight towards it. So that's what LAC and TZ has been up to, they've been building siege, which is fine, just makes things a bit tougher for us. So we go for the siege, they defend it hard, all 5 groups trying to defend it, so we have to pull away. Moving waters there, big waters, and then we go for empower, so they stop their push. We get a couple of our guys go down, we pull back inside, reassess ourselves. The 5 groups, they're all together, so we can't take it. It's basically 5 groups as a map blob with separate pushes coming in, separate spikes going down, so we can't handle that all 5 groups at once. We can handle one at a time, but when they come together as a tag team hand-holding 5 groups at once, we can't handle that, not to mention the arrow carts. So as you can see, we push back out, we're trying to res our downed. A couple of guys are running from spawn, trying to get back to us, so we're not at full strength yet. I am assessing the situation, there's more siege getting built, that's a ballista just gone up. I pull off away from the siege now, towards the water. That's one group sitting on the siege, completely useless right now, that's one group taken out. That's sitting on those arrow cards. We push towards the smallest group, BLC. And we get LAC coming in on our right side, so we turn around, quick roll backwards. Quick surprise hit on LAC guild. Take as many as we can. Second group coming in on the left there, BLC's come back. This is the Arugury Rock corner of the map. This is their spawn through the Vale camp. So BLC coming a little close. We hit BLC as hard as we can. Keep your eye on, always keep your eye out on the other groups of the fight. So like you say, SWE comes in, so we self spike. We roll out, rolling waters. That's the water field there waiting. We blast it. We empowers because we've got the time because SWE rolled the other way, and now we're starting to hit SWE now. I get a few CC, stability is not quite ready, so I pull out of that push. So we're just kiting a bit back, just a little bit. We're still looking to hit this SWE group that's chasing us. Waiting for cooldowns to come off now. Hearing wells about ready. Quicken powers, get our damage up as much as we can. And we go in for a big spike. They run through all our damage, so we just chase them. They've dropped no damage from us. Look at our health, look at our UI. One of our guardians get caught in my party, but that's okay. Rest of the group's up fine. So we turn around, finish the down behind us. Now we're in a big sandwich. If I pause, you can see the group behind. There's a group, the first group we hit, Lack, is recovering. You can see them hard resin the downed. Push towards the Lack guild, is trying to hard res. It's the smallest group. It's the easy way out of the sandwich, is just to go straight away from the wall. Pulling out, got to go somewhere safe. They push us towards the arrow carts. If you can see how the groups are made up, it's a big arc in front of us, and they're pushing us towards the gate, pushing us towards the arrow carts. So because we've got a bit of space, just a little bit of space, we try and hit the arrow cart as fast as we can, try and take the siege out. And again, as soon as we go for that siege, they're defending it hard, TZ. So TZ's pushed us, we've now got TZ on us plus the siege. We're taking massive amounts of damage. The other Arugury Rock groups are still recovering, still hard resin, waiting to get people back from their spawn. A couple of ours go down inevitably from the siege, so we try and res them, trying to keep as many players up as we can. We go for a quick regroup. Quick and power heals, try and keep our group up. I'm always looking at my party UI. You can see we're still half health, we're not fully healed yet, so we're still waiting for that full heal. Our focus party looks like they need a bit of help. They're fine. Again, moving away from that siege, all the way to the water's edge. One of us get caught behind by the TZ group defending the siege, so we have to go back for him. So we try and hit TZ hard. Lack guild's coming in on the left, so we just stand and hold our ground. And we self spike, we roll out, that's the water field down. The blasters have gone, look at our HP, we're still full health. Now we're in a sandwich, we roll out again, away from the wall, easiest place to go. Get out of that sandwich. Need a fast regroup to get our might up, get our damage up. Try and get one of these groups to get off us. This is what happens when multiple groups pushing in on you. You have to move extremely fast, and that's what the rolling waters let you do. As you can see, once again, groups are starting to merge. We're under siege fire, so we have to go inside. You can just see on the inner there, the wall's broken. But so the whole bay is exposed right now. All they need to do is push through as a whole blob. You know, come together, all 5 groups, push through to the Lord's Room, and then we'd probably lose bay. They don't. They want to go for fights, so I'm happy with that. We push the group on the left, a little bit smaller. We get hit from behind by SWE. So we hit Lack, we turn around, we get a moving waters on the way. I go to push SWE, but they've pulled away, so I can't hit them back. So far we've only hit one group. Pull back, get a full regroup on our downed, get our elementalist up. SWE's coming back for round 2, so we self spike. We get a huge spike down, we roll out, and just like a normal self spike, we go back in. Melee goes in 3 seconds later. Finish off the downed. So we've got SWE in front of us, TZ in front of us, BLC is far over to the water, the siege is at the camp, so we can't push towards the camp, so I'm trying to get behind them, away from the wall. We're going to get pushed against that wall, but they block that exit, so I have to pull back to the wall. So CCs, everything going front, we're on kite mode now. All those groups now have merged into one map blob. We can't handle that plus the siege fire, so we go inside. Eventually they do pick up the courage after we defend Bay for a little bit. We just came out the Lord's Room after Cop, I think it was, built rams on the inner, so we just killed Cop. You can see Hob's not all together, we're all scattered everywhere, all over the keep, so we're not quite ready to fight yet. That's why I'm not pushing in straight away. I'd use that choke point in the cat spot if Hob was all together, if we had the full group ready to go. I'd push that cat spot wall, the open wall. So they push one of our guys, I push 2 of them to stop their stop them from killing our guardian there, Bar. You see him getting hit there. So they go up the wall. Their midline's kind of exposed there. You can see the second group jumps down from the stairs now. So we had TZ go up on the wall, and SWE's jumped in behind us. So we've pushed them, and second group's pushed us on our backline. So we just turn around as fast as we can, as much spike as we can. We need a full regroup now. We just got hit extremely hard. So that's the regroup. They go for a regroup as well. So at the moment it's just two groups. We try and spike on the downs, get rallies from our guys. We try and hit there's lack here as well. It's three groups. Lack's here, so we hit lack as hard as we can. It's a smaller group. We can maybe stop one of the pushes. Try and take out one group as easy as you can. Hit one group and try and stay on that one group as much as you can. Get them wiped fast. The reason for that is it stops a second push coming in. So if you push a group and the second group comes in, they can hit your backline. But if you take out one of the groups as fast as you can early on in the fight, stops that second push coming in. So you can't get sandwiched, you can't get hit from behind. There's just one group left or two groups left that's going to hit you. So it's not like multiple hits. It's a couple of hits at a time, which you can actually manage. So again, we hit Lack Guild. This SWE comes in again. Second time they've dropped off the wall into us. So again, we get rolling waters, pull back, go for a regroup. They're continuing to push towards us, so we're now kiting back. That's the self spike down. We roll back, staying on just on the outside. That's another rolling water there, and now we can push that regroup. That's the essence of the rolling water there. We rolled out. We got a quick regroup. Our party UI was full health. We managed to push SWE on the regroup. So now the other groups of Arugury Rock is coming in now. You see TZ's inside now. OBB as well. So BLC has gone down the stairs. We help our focus group out, get them back up. Lack Guild BLC on the stairs kind of kill themselves by going down there. There's only one way for them to go, so we block their escape. SWE a third time push in on us, so we get as much damage as we can on the outside of their AoEs, moving around in a banana shape, a crescent moon. We empower regroup, try and get as many heals as we can. They go for their regroup. I can't push them back yet. We're still not ready, still waiting for cooldowns. Look at my cooldowns. Stability and protection is not quite ready yet. Wells aren't quite ready yet. So we just regroup, wait for the empower to come back up. The empower's up, so now we go for the big spike. I want to hit this group as hard as we can. This SWE keeps pushing in. I want to hit them hard, get them on the retreat, stop them from pushing in. So this is where the big spike comes on. This is everything we've got. This is Wells. All our cooldowns are up, so we hit them as hard as we can. We pull out for a quick regroup. So we killed a few of them. They've built an arrow cart on the wall there, so again we're under arrow cart fire against these multiple groups, and we have to pull back to the inside, to the Lord's room the second time now. Another group's come and snuck past our defences, and again they built an arrow cart inside, so we quickly take them out. It's only a small group, so we have to pull away from the fight at the south gate and go into the Lord's room for the defence. So we clean that up. We're moving out now. We're going to repair the wall. We can see there's two groups, one on the left side, bigger one on the right side of the wall. Okay, so now we go out for a push after some talking in the guild. There's the two groups there. Get called of a sandwich, so I try and bait the sandwich by pushing out and pulling back in. I want them both to push in on us to merge into one group. Much easier to kite. We don't get hit from multiple angles, multiple sides. Just get hit by one group. It's a lot easier. We get called that the second group on the left hand side has moved to the gate, so this frees up us to push the group on the right. We've got enough time and space to get the spike off before we get hit from the other group. Turns out the other group doesn't want to hit us, so it's a 1v1 now, us versus SWE finally. So we just move around the right of their melee train, kill them round, chase them on the regroup. Now we've took no damage, get as big massive damage as we can. They can't handle the spike from us. Go for a quick regroup on the gate, and they jump into the water. So that's that defended. We move on to the group that was on the left hand side. It's a much smaller group. We just block their escape, stop them from going in the water, and they drop down and get down pretty fast. So the chase is on now, so we move back to the outer. So we've defended the inner, we've defended the Lord's Room from 3 groups. SWE still scrambling away from the fight at the south inner gate before. A couple in the water, but we'll leave them. So we're looking to fight the group, the big multiple groups once again at South Gate. And they've had enough, they're not going to take bay from us, successfully defended. So Rolling Waters is what kept us alive during that. Rolling Waters, kiting, self-spiking, hitting the same group as often as you can. Try and always keep in your mind, once you hit one group that's in recovery mode, the second group's looking to take advantage of that. Because once you hit a group, you as well could be in recovery mode, if depending on what damage you take. If you take no damage, then you're not in recovery. You can go for a second push, and that's what Rolling Waters is supposed to enable. You're supposed to push, spike, take some damage, roll out, heal up instantly, push their regroup or push the second group, which is what we were doing in that bay fight. Then is hit one group, roll out, quick heal, second group, roll out, quick heal, third group, constantly taking multiple hits from different angles, using the moving waters alongside rolling waters. Elementalists have to be on top form to be able to do this, as well as your melee train, and obviously you as the leader have to call this in TeamSpeak during the fight. So this is my favourite type of leading, is against multiple groups. It means you have to think 200 miles an hour than normal. You have to play super fast. The melee train cannot stop. You have to keep moving, because if you stand still, you're gonna get hit from a second group or third group, or in this case fourth or fifth group. So you have to constantly move, and that's where the moving waters practice comes in. And like I say, I've only recently introduced rolling waters, so it's still in the learning phase, but we're getting the hang of it pretty fast. So again, all 3 episodes so far, if you take in combination, it's basically, to start with, the basic stuff. That's why it's such a long video. The second episode was about a particular fight in EB, a lot more about moving waters and how to push in and retreat. Even that one as well was against 2 groups. And if you saw in episode 2, I tried to get the 2 groups into one big group around that tree, if you remember, if I give you a screenshot there. So the 2 groups into one, and that is to stop this multiple angle hitting, so we don't push one group and get hit from the back line by a second group. Same happens in Bay. This time it's a lot hard to do because there's so many groups that we have to basically play super fast mode. You're playing at 200% mile an hour. So what you have to do, like you say, moving waters is a self spike, so moving waters on retreat when you're getting hit from a second group or a third group. You have to kite it, you have to move away from their spike. That's the moving water. The self spike is obviously, much easier to do against the second group coming in than the first group. You push a group, the second group comes into you. That's where the self spike goes down, and when the second group comes in. So sometimes you can hold your damage back, hold your wells, just like a small spike on the first push. You can say just the melee spike and then leave the range spike, or get meteor showers starting to be cast on. When the second group starts pushing towards you, call out meteor showers on top of yourself, so you've got that damage when the second group comes into you. So yes, sometimes you can catch groups off guard with that, with the holding back damage, and then the surprise well spike goes down. Obviously your melee train has to be able to take that damage as well from the 2 groups. It's all dependent on numbers really when you're against multiple groups. So yeah, so just a quick recap. Rolling waters is to be taken alongside moving waters and self spike. You self spike, you roll out, you have waters there waiting, so then you can push the enemy regroup soon after the clash of damage, if you like. You can, if against multiple groups, you have to play super fast. You can either hit one group, quick heal, hit second group, quick heal. Keep flicking between the 2 groups, keep them in recovery mode, so they don't have time to think. They don't have time to empower even. They don't even have time to think, okay, they're going to hit that group next, so we can get a push in. What you want to do is hit them, down them, move on. Hit them, down them, move on. Next group, hit them, down them, move on. So they're always thinking, oh, I'm down, I need a banner, or they're always thinking, oh, can you come and res me? Can you come and hard res me? You can see during the fight then, that Lack guild, during the sandwich, if you remember, we had SWE at the gate, we had Lack resing the downed, and we had, I think, BLC at the water's edge, and they were hard resin. So that's what you want. You want one of the groups in recovery mode, which in this case was Lack. You had SWE pushing towards us, moving around for a push on us. BLC was a bit far away, but there were still potential threats. So it's always in the back of your mind. So again, super fast play, elementalists on point with their water fields, and you as the leader calling this kind of stuff. Melee train listening for the water field calls. Important communication, of course. And yeah, so that's episode 3. I hope it was helpful. A bit chaotic because there's so much going on, a lot to think about. I won't run through it again at full speed. I'll just put a link in the description to the complete video. So if you want to watch the whole thing through, just click the link in the description to follow it all the way through in a separate video. But after that, that's the end of this episode. I hope it's useful. Remember, rolling waters, multiple groups, hit them, move on, hit them. Pretty much what I want you to take away from this. And I'll see you next time.